The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Well, hello. Welcome to Spindle City Straight Talk. I'm Chip.
And I'm CJ.
And it is Friday in the Riv after a budget fiasco on Wednesday. And boy, do we have a ton of stuff. But before we do, I know that one of our regular viewers is watching, and I promised to bring a can of Arizona iced tea to show the 99 cents, and I did, and it's in my car. So I forgot it in the car because I ended up running into a former mayor, and I was talking to him, and I had the thing in it, and it made me run late for the show. I had the thing in the cup holder, and I just grabbed the paperwork for the show and ran in here. It will be here Monday.
No show Monday.
I mean Wednesday. That's right. We got to say that too. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this bottle of water. I'm going to put 99 cents on it. 99 cents. Because that's what Arizona iced tea maintain their price because they understand that the average person is having a major problem. And if you want to get the full explanation, and I'll do that a little bit on Monday, but
Wednesday.
I'm sorry, Wednesday. Jesus, I keep forgetting that made-up holiday. Okay, did I say that? Nah, you know. But Nelson Vasquez did a wonderful job of explaining it at the budget hearing on Wednesday. So without further ado, I guess we should get into the budget hearing, huh?
Well, and as we've already said, there will be no show on Monday. That's the celebration of Juneteenth. There will be a celebration of Juneteenth at Kennedy Park, I believe on Saturday, on the 18th. Go figure. Nothing's being celebrated on the 19th like it's supposed to be. So if you want to go down there, you can go. There's other things going on in the city, though, that people may find more interesting or may want to do as opposed to Juneteenth. And also, because of that, we don't have a show on Monday because we have a long weekend. And now we get on to the city council meeting. The actions, or the lack of actions.
There we go.
Of the city council.
The lack of actions.
I have never in my life seen, that's a lie, I've seen this before, because I'm going to quote Joe Camara. We've done it this way for so many, all the time.
So that makes it right.
Well, that makes it right, yeah.
So I guess if you got away with murder 7 or 8 times, you can just keep murdering.
Exactly.
Right? That's it. Okay.
That's where the serial killers come from.
That's right, serial killers. That's right.
Yeah. So the only person that was fighting for the taxpayer, as usual, was Michelle Dion, which doesn't surprise me. But again, Sean Kadim did the usual, fought, screamed, ranted, raved, hollered, yelled, and then voted for it. Linda was focusing on, oh, you have a line item here. You have an empty position. Are you filling that position? Who cares?
Spend more tax money.
Spend more tax money.
Spend more tax dollars. Let's go.
So
Linda's
Linda's now the spend the tax money guru. Maybe it will be her last time running for city council. Maybe her last time on the city council. Who knows?
It may be that, whether she likes it or not, even if she does run after this, because...
And Linda, Laura Washington, was no better.
Oh, yeah, well...
The questions they asked were... They do this every year. They ask stupid questions, they put on a huge show, and then they vote it down. They voted, they vote for it.
Yeah, well, look. They violated the law.
Yeah.
And before I get into this... there was another thing. Our friend that that visited the bottom line on from his keyboard with his hot pocket that his mommy gave him.
Yep.
McNuggets or whatever the Mickey Mouse or whatever he is. I guess made a comment. Nelson was on the radio yesterday. He said, "Oh, aren't you sick of seeing Chip?" I'm glad I got top billing because I don't deserve it. because I haven't been before the council in years.
Right.
I went before the budget hearing because I had a legitimate concern. And I went before them again for citizens' input because they were voting on an illegal budget. But he's sick of it because people like him that do nothing but kiss political butt and are so cowardly, they never walk in front of a camera or never do anything except hold a sign for somebody and try to get a job. See, those are the kind of people that really don't. I don't care if you disagree with me. If you say you're sick of hearing me, come up to the city council and refute anything I said. Say that chapter 44, section 33 doesn't exist. Say that I'm reading it incorrectly. Say whatever you want, but I'm sick of hearing the truth. You're a mole and a moron, and I don't care if you're sick of it. The people have a right to speak. You're one of those clowns who says only my friends can say it. You're like the present government. If you say anything they don't like, they stick the DOJ on you. You know, we've lost freedom of speech, and you're ridiculous. And to disparage Nelson and Colin, who've actually done something. They get up there and they spoke. And actually, Colin, and I know a lot of people don't like Colin, but the fact is that I took the time this morning to remind everybody about this ACLU letter that Colin's complaint precipitated.
Right.
Because they were shutting down his ability to speak for what? For defamatory and abusive things. It's like hearing the feds now. They're chirping. They're like a bunch of gerbils. You know, they repeat things. It's like looking at the Dems now. They've blown up the country, and all they go is insurrection, 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 insurrection. January 6th, January 6th, January 6th. Yeah, it was wrong, but it wasn't an insurrection. To compare it with Pearl Harbor was a disgrace to every soldier and sailor who died at Pearl Harbor, and all the people who died in 9/11. To compare with those two, there was one person killed, and that was an unarmed female who was a veteran by a Capitol Police officer who had already had problems with lack of control in situations. Never investigated. As a matter of fact, I think he got a commendation for shooting an unarmed person. No investigation for him. No investigation of BLM, but you're holding people who had a misdemeanor without bail for over a year. So don't give me that crap. Colin did something. He got the ACLU to tell the school committee that, like all of the politicians, the reason I'm doing this rant is to show that that's exactly, they did what the city council did, ignore the public and the law.
Right.
So Colin got this done, and whether you like it or not, he took the effort to do it. What have you done lately, McNuggets? I think the answer is kiss political butt, and that's about all you do. And with that, let's get back to the damn council.
Well, that's definitely a hard thing to follow.
Oh, no, it isn't. The council gave you plenty of ammunition, CJ.
I could not believe that even though they acknowledged the fact that the budget was illegal, they acknowledged it. They said that they were paying out of ordinance, so they acknowledged it. So they then turn around and approve the budget, which, as you said, is illegal.
Is illegal. Misappropriation of taxpayer funds.
That's right. And they basically have approved those pay raises without approving those pay raises.
Yeah, because the law says it has to be done prior.
Exactly.
It has to be funded before you put it in a budget.
Exactly.
And I got the law, by the way. But then again, McNuggets doesn't want to hear the law. And neither does the city council, apparently. And actually, I put in a call to Attorney Kilby this morning because I am, as a taxpayer, I'm going to expressly tell him that of my displeasure as an attorney. I sent them a letter, not one, but twice. I included Chapter 44, Section 33A, which clearly states that it has to be appropriated, and if they give them a raise during the budgetary cycle, they have to get a supplemental appropriation, because it keeps the fact that you can't spend money that hasn't been appropriated by the appropriating body.
Right.
And to do this and approve a budget that you didn't technically approve that specific appropriation, just a general budget that contains that, is illegal. It's illegal. These people, and shame on Attorney Kilby as an attorney. And then, did you hear the lame excuses?
Yes.
It was COLA. I'm going to tell you something, people. Counselors, can you do math? You all got iPhones or Androids. You can, no, they all got calculators on them,
Yeah.
right? Ann O'Neill Souza would have to get COLAs for 1,000 years to get the nearly $10,000 increase she's got over ordinance. Really? COLA? COLA increases. Those things are peanuts. 1,000 maybe, and I mean, $10,000. That's like 25 years of COLAs in good years for COLAs, because sometimes COLAs are below 1%.
That's right.
These people, they're so full of crap, they all got brown eyes because it's piled up above their eyebrows. I mean, I can't believe the crap that they spew in that council meeting. You hear that? Now you happy, McNugget? You can be sick of me today, because I'm telling you, you're really going to be sick, because I'm sick of it, and I'm going to tell you right now. I said at the council, I'm going to hold you accountable. Enough is enough. Joe Camara said we've been doing it for a long time. No more. We're going to file a 10 taxpayer suit. And we're going to sue the city, not only for Ann O'Neill Souza and the other one, I don't know her name, and the other thing, but for everything they've done out of ordinance. And I'm going to tell you something. Michelle Dion again, who's always the only voice, but no, not the only voice, because as you said, Sean Kadim went on and on and on and on and on about out of ordinance. Then he wanted to grandfather a mill, which you can't do.
Right.
Because it has to be done prior to the budget, right? Okay, that action has to be taken under 44, and he's and another guy that should know.
And he's a town administrator.
That's what I'm saying, because he's a town administrator. They go on and on and on and on and on. It's, we know it's illegal, but we're going to pay it. We're going to give it to them. We're going to approve the budget. And then they give these lame excuses. COLA, But let me tell you something, taxpayers. I'm going to really get you upset now. Michelle Dion dropped a bomb. Number one, Appendix H is illegal. You can't attach something to an ordinance that overrides the ordinance.
Correct.
And I checked that with an attorney. So number one, Appendix H is illegal. Now, that's 76 people, 76 businesses. But there's 266 of them now.
Right.
266 of them. I did some quick math, and this has been going on for like 6 years. Now, CJ, I'm going to defer to CJ, because CJ had private trash pickup for a long time. I had it for maybe a year and a half, and then I switched back when they went back to the, everything. So and it cost me a few bucks, but I don't know if the commercial rate's higher than the residential.
Commercial rate.
So let's say what I did was, and tell me if I was wrong. And this is ballpark. But when we go to court, we're not going to be ballpark. We write a number. This is what you got screwed, taxpayer. I wish we had the screw you, taxpayer. Will it'd go right off the spindle if they did. Let's figure, I did $500 times 266 for 6 years. You know what it was? $780,000 we picked up for businesses in Fall River, the taxpayer. And I'm telling you, I want the money back because I think it's more. We're talking over $1 million that your city council and your politicians did for 266 businesses in the city, in spite of the fact that there's an ordinance that says you can't pick up business trash. Guess what? You can't, because it's an ordinance. And I want to know, when I go to court, I want an investigation. I'm going to file it with the attorney. I want an investigation how these politicians picked the 266 people that got the freebie.
Right.
And how much did those people give them? Because we got more than 266 businesses in Fall River.
Right.
As a matter of fact, the last time I looked at the figures, the U.S. Census Bureau, we had around 5,200 businesses. Mm-hmm. Well, 266 businesses. How about the other 5,000 or 4,980 businesses?
5,000, rounded up to 5,000.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to do the subtraction. A little too many. I'm good with numbers, but not that good. We know that there's 266 of them. So 200 takes out the 5,200, takes 200, it's 66 more businesses, so that's down to like whatever. But how about those businessmen? They should be bull excrement. They should be flying off the handle. They've got to pay theirs. They're paying their fair share, just like we're paying our taxes. And for these people who stick their right hand up and swear, so help me God, I am going to enforce the Constitution, the laws of the state, and the ordinances, and then not do it? And then for Joe Camara to say, well, we've been doing this forever, well, that's why he just came back. He should be leaving again, like he did the last time. He shouldn't be sitting in that seat. Because you do something in violation of law and got away with it is not a reason. That's why they had that old saying, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Well, in our case, 70 million wrongs do make a right, because our city council doesn't give a damn.
Well, I don't know if you can remember when we go way back to the open meeting law complaints when they first started being filed. And Linda Pereira turned around and said, we've never had to worry about this. Why all of a sudden is this an issue? Because nobody enforced it.
And what is it? It's a what?
It's a law.
Oh, geez. Why do we have to obey that?
Well, how come a judge has to say, I'm sick and tired of seeing Fall River in this court?
Because they never obey the law.
They never obey the law.
Yeah, you're right. And what they did, with the exception of Michelle Dion, who should get she should get Counselor of the Year, Taxpayer Advocate of the Year, for what she did. She was the lone voice. She voted no on virtually everything, and she voted no on the budget. And I'm going to tell you, when we get the 10 taxpayer suit, we are naming the mayor, and we're going to name every city councilor who voted for this budget. And that's the way it's going to go.
And I'm hoping that we can, if we get a judgment, I'm hoping that we can get it so that they have to pay individually. Not the city, because I'm not going to pay me with my own taxes.
Yeah, oh, they'd love that.
That's right. I'm not going to pay me with my own taxes. So that each individual city council has to pay out of their pocket. Not out of their campaign finance accounts, but out of their pockets. That will be the end of the city council.
Yeah. Well, I'm close to calling the FBI. This is almost, this violation is so egregious and such an egregious betrayal of the public trust that this may rise to actually be prosecuted.
Well, did you see or hear what Seth Atkins said about the trash?
Oh, he doesn't know anything about it. He just got here.
He just got here. He goes, well, the administration wants to do something about this, and we're working on it. But this is left to the trash committee.
The trash committee. Since when? I guess Harry Truman just did a complete somersault in his grave.
Yeah. He said it's left to the trash committee.
The city administrator doesn't understand that his boss, the buck stops there.
Right.
And not only that, they didn't swear an oath to uphold the ordinances, that commission.
Right.
They're a bunch of political hacks that
That's
were
right.
appointed to that commission.
Now,
so
here's-
this is another, like I said, that all that was a litany of whining and excuses.
Right. And here's the thing that gets me. Prior to John Perry being placed on administrative leave, he allegedly had sent out letters to every business in the city telling them that they were going to be responsible for their own trash pickup. I don't know if that was effective June 1st or July 1st, but it was supposed to be in place. Now, all of a sudden, where'd it go? John Perry's on administrative leave and we don't do that?
Well, not only that, you know how the city works. They send out letters, and we sent it out, and they'll probably still keep those 266 getting their trash picked up.
Right.
Because they put Appendix H in there, which is illegal. They started with 76. Virtually, as soon as they passed the ordinance, they made exceptions
Right.
to the ordinance, which is illegal. Because, I don't have to look that one up, but I remember under Chapter 43, Section 1, the definition of an ordinance is something that is a permanent regulation, not a discretionary. You can't make exemptions. That's why that Appendix H that they talked about is actually illegal. And when I talked to a lawyer yesterday, one of the lawyers we're looking at to do the 10 taxpayer suit, that, yep, absolutely, that flies in the face of the ordinance. But then again, CJ, as Linda said, I don't know why we have to abide by the oath we took, that we swore, so help me God. They're only laws. What are laws? Laws are only for poor people. Yeah, laws are only for the common people. We don't have to abide by laws. We're lawmakers. So we're like Congress. We can make laws that we can ignore. They only apply to the peons. So that was a disgrace. I mean, it was a disgrace. That meeting was an absolute miscarriage of the political process.
There wasn't a political process there. That was already in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
That was already in the bag.
Well, that's our Fall Rivers process.
That's right. I'll tell you now, that was already in the bag. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. And people keep saying, oh, you got to give Andrew time. You got to give him time. He's just getting his feet wet. No, he wasn't. He was asking serious questions and getting some serious answers. But then he voted for the budget.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, it's mind-boggling. If I look at you and say, I want you to give me something that's in violation of the law, and you tell me that, well, I don't care, I want it anyway, and that's what the government's done with these things, like
Right.
say, right? Because Coogan did send down and tried to amend the ordinances.
Right.
And they didn't.
Correct.
So he was aware of it. So this was a blatant and conscious disregard and misappropriation of government funds. Then I tell you that, and you say, no, it's against the law, it's against the law. Then I go, okay, you think I'm going to go to court and the judge is going to say, no, you're right, you don't have to abide by the law. That's why that judge in Boston said, I'm sick and tired of these people up here. You know, and these people are saying, they all said it was illegal, and they swore an oath to uphold the law, and it's non-compliant with the ordinance. And by the way, not only the ordinance, it doesn't comply with the ordinance. It doesn't satisfy the statutes of Massachusetts, and it's a violation of part of the first Article 7 of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So not only did Paul Coogan hit for the cycle, the 8 members of the city council did. So now you're forewarned. And hopefully quickly we can get a lawyer, and we are going to probably try a GoFundMe page because we're not rich, and they're going to hope we can't afford it like they did with the recall. But
That's right.
we managed to get the recall done. We'll find it, and we'll do it. And we don't make promises we can't keep, because unlike this guy who's on Facebook typing with Mommy, bring me a Hot Pocket, when we say stuff, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I don't care if I got to go to court pro se and represent them. I'm going, because I'm sick and tired of these people screwing me and saying it's okay because we've been screwing you for years. Sorry, we got an inflation, we're on a fixed income. It just cost me $200 to go to a seminar for the retirement board. So,
And that was just for the gas.
yeah, no, that's what it is.
Yeah.
$200 in gas.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about what it
yeah.
cost me for food and stuff.
Right.
I mean, they did give us breakfast and lunch. I had to go out for dinner. But the fact is, it cost me $200. The board picks up the fee to go to the conference. And we saw some really good things. And I want to quickly get this one in. And I think I mentioned that, maybe on last year, but there was one of the legal cases they wanted to was a city employee of 42 years. It was, I guess, in DCM or whatever city it was, or town, and he stole $600 worth of loom, dirt, and they fined him $1.5 million.
Right.
And he went on the 8th Amendment, which said, prohibits excessive fines and
Right.
stuff. The judge looked at him and said, "You betrayed the public trust." The fine stands. So guess what, people? You just can't ignore the law forever. This is it. This is it. We're getting hit with the Durfee. Not with the Durfee. We're getting hit with Diamond. We're getting killed with inflation. Everybody's 401k has now become a 101k. Fixed income people. Oh, and by the way, segues into something else. Because nobody gives a crap in this city about anybody. How long have we been talking about affordable? 13 communities in Rhode Island are looking at affordable housing.
Affordable housing, yes.
I saw that yesterday on the news. I guess somebody's paying attention, but not your city council and your mayor. So people, when you get your tax bill, send them a thank you note. Better yet, send us a couple of dollars to pay for the lawyer, to sue their butts off.
Well, what's interesting is we've talked about this now a couple of times on the show, and I've received several phone calls of people who want to be listed as one of the 10 taxpayers. So we have no problem getting the people, okay? Now it's like raising the money.
That's it.
We can't do anything about this budget now because it's already implemented. But had we gotten it before they implemented this budget, and actually, we could, if we went to court before
We can
July
get a
1st,
lawyer quick. We can get an injunction, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I was talking to one last night at 9:30 at night. If we can get somebody quick enough that will allow us to, be on a payment plan like you buy a car, because we can't. You know how much trouble we had during the recall. We interviewed I don't know how many lawyers.
Right.
Yeah, it took us forever to find a lawyer that would do it, and thank God we found Les Rich.
Right.
So, but we've got to do it, but we're doing it. You can take that to the bank. We're going to stop this, and if I have to get the FBI to do an investigation on who got the money, who did these people pay, because we're not talking chump change here. We're talking 266 businesses that would have been paying probably $800 or $900.
Correct.
So that $780,000 that I got is about 3/4 of what we're talking over $1 million of our money that we were financing these businesses in violation of the law. And they're worried about getting sued by them. And I think Michelle Dion is like a fortune teller, because didn't she say in the council meeting, I don't know, I don't understand why the taxpayers don't sue you.
Right.
Well, guess what, Michelle? We are.
What's very interesting, too, is I've brought this up with City Council. I brought this up with John Perry. I brought this up with many people in city government, that Easy Disposal currently takes yard waste and puts it in with the regular trash. And in some cases, they take the recycling and put it in with the regular trash. Yeah, all illegal. All illegal. Well, everyone, I want to remind you that we will not be on the air on Monday, so we will see you next Wednesday. Enjoy your 3-day weekend, and remember, stay safe, stay angry, and hold your politicians accountable. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Wednesday.